Let's have a look at the 6 steps to achieving a strong win-win result. And the first step is to prepare. Now, this again might seem self-evident, but again, too few negotiators take the time to prepare sufficiently for their negotiation. I often think about Olympic athletes, and Olympic athletes prepare for 4 years for one event. That's how seriously they take it. And they know that if they don't, they're not going to win. Sunday players put their pint down and waddle on the pitch. Which would you rather be? So the result you get from your negotiation is a function of the amount of preparation you put in. So if it's worthwhile, put that preparation in. I was working with the chief purchasing officer of one of the large Japanese electronics companies. And he described his job as he would get flown in if ever the negotiation was breaking down. He said it invariably broke down because of insufficient preparation. He said that 70% of the negotiation was in the preparation, and I totally agree. So prepare. The second step is to develop a strong plan B. You never want to be dependent on any given deal. If you are dependent on that deal, they've got you. You're going to be in a very, very weak negotiating position. They're going to be able to reel you in. There are enough deals out there in the world, and there are enough people out there in the world to negotiate with, that you should never be dependent on any given particular situation. So have a strong plan B and be willing to walk away if it's not the right deal for you. I often describe it as never fall in love with one house, fall in love with 3. If you're looking to buy a house and you've seen this house and you love it and you absolutely must have it, they've got you and they're going to reel you in. But if you've seen 3 houses that you absolutely love, then you're going to be able to end up in your dream house, which we don't know which one it's going to be, but it's going to be one of these 3 at a good price because you're not dependent on any specific one of them. So develop a strong plan B. It's going to give you a much better negotiating position. The third step is to establish high rapport and high credibility. You want to build relationship in the negotiation. Relationship is important. It's going to get you a better deal. Think about it. If you're negotiating with your best friend, it's unlikely that they're going to try a fast one on you. Well, I don't know your best friend, but it's unlikely. So relationship is important, but you don't want to focus on that at the expense of the outcome. You don't want to give too much away just because you want to keep friends with the other party. So credibility and projecting strength is important. Whether that's projecting organizational strength or personal strength or whatever, project the fact that they can't try anything on with you. It's that being unmessable with thing. So you want to get both across. Now, typically, we tend to be good at one or the other. Some people are very friendly, very smiley, very nice, easy to get on with. Other people are very tough and perhaps a little bit scary, and you're not going to try anything on with them. So think about what you are, and you're going to get most improvement by focusing on the other one for a while. Because the thing that you are, don't worry about it, you've got it covered. But the other one is where you're going to get most improvement. Then the fourth step is move them to win-win. Now, often people think of this as being the hardest step. They think about the person they're negotiating with and that actually they're not a natural win-win person, so how do they get them to become a win-win person? Well, my view is that frequently this is the easiest step, that it's happened already, it happens automatically if you put the other steps into practice. If you've really prepared, if you've really thought this through and you know your win and you know the other party's win and you're helping them get their win, and you've got a strong plan B, so you're willing to walk away if they try anything on, and you built relationship and you're projecting strength, they're going to probably be a win-win player automatically. It just makes sense. And then once you've got them on the win-win side of the table, everything's going to be fine and dandy. Which leads us on to the fifth step, that once they are on the win-win side of the table, then you work together to collaborate to solve the problem at hand. Where the problem is, you have a particular outcome you want to achieve, they've got a particular outcome they want to achieve, you've got resources that you can bring to it, they've got resources that they can bring to it, you've got your constraints and they've got their constraints. Great, put those on the table and solve that problem, where both parties get their outcomes, given the constraints, given the resources. And I actually reframe negotiation, the whole negotiation process, as a collaborative problem-solving process. But then on the last step, we move on to trust but verify. And we can't always trust. Again, if we've done all of these steps up to now, you'll find that actually 99 times out of 100 you can. But you still want to put certain verification procedures into place. And we're going to look at what some of those can be later on in this course.